Welcome to the Deep Dive. You're looking to, quickly get a handle on interesting topics. So today we're diving into Robert Charles Wilson's sci-fi novel, Spin. Think of this as your fast track to understanding what makes this book tick.
Absolutely. And the central hook of Spin, it's immediately compelling. Earth is suddenly just enclosed by this thing called the spin, a mysterious barrier. But the fascinating part isn't just the barrier itself. It actually alters time, fundamentally.
Alters time. How so?
Well, days passing on Earth become like millennia outside this barrier. It throws up this huge what-if scenario right from the start.
Right.
That's really what drives the whole story.
Right. So that's the core concept to grab onto, this sudden spin thing appearing and messing with time, creating this sort of cosmic isolation booth, but with a really, really fast clock outside.
Exactly. That's the crux of it. The isolation is, well, profound. Humanity's cut off from the entire universe. And the altered timeline, it creates this incredible, almost unbearable tension. But Wilson, he does something smart. He grounds this huge cosmic event in personal stories. There are three main characters, Tyler Dupree, and then these twins, Jason and Diane Lawton. Understanding their relationships, their sort of individual journeys through this, that's key to grasping the book's core, I think.
Okay, so even with this massive sci-fi idea, the focus stays human. It's not just about the physics of it all, but how the specific people cope when reality itself just changes.
Precisely, yeah. Through Tyler, Jason, and Diane, Wilson explores these really enduring themes. You see the clash between, say, science and faith, the complexities of love, when you're facing total uncertainty about the future, and just human resilience, really. For you, the listener, getting the themes quickly means seeing how they grapple with these impossible circumstances.
That makes sense. We looked at a review and it mentioned this blend of science and philosophy. Can you give a quick example of how that works in the book?
Sure. Wilson definitely digs into some speculative science, the nature of the spin, how it interacts with space-time, that sort of thing. But the insightful part is how that scientific weirdness prompts these, well, philosophical questions.
Like what?
Like about our existence, our place in the cosmos, especially if it turns out the universe is indifferent. The time thing, for instance, that stretched out time outside. It makes you wonder, does it diminish the urgency of now? Do people start thinking on totally different timescales?
Interesting point. And does he, build a believable world around this altered Earth?
He does. It's not maybe the main focus, which is the characters, but Wilson is careful to show how the spin affects society, technology, culture. You get glimpses of how things change day to day because of this bizarre new reality.
Okay. The review also hinted the pacing might be, slow for some readers. Is that because of lots of complex science or more the character stuff?
It's definitely more the character stuff. The pacing reflects Wilson's choice to really focus on, character development, how the spin impacts their inner lives, their relationships. It's not wall-to-wall action sequences. So for a quick understanding, know that it prioritizes introspection over, say, constant thrills.
Got it. So the key takeaway then, if you don't have time for the full read, is that Spin is this really beautifully written, thought-provoking novel. It takes a huge original idea, this isolation and time shift, but explores it through very human, very relatable stories.
Exactly that. The core appeal is that blend. The extraordinary event seen through ordinary, relatable eyes. It makes you consider some pretty profound questions about existence, all through these characters facing something just unprecedented.
Right. Which leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener. Just imagine, what if reality did shift so fundamentally, so suddenly? How would you cope? How would humanity react if the universe suddenly played by entirely different rules? That's something Spin really makes you think about.